Morning, everybody. Welcome into the show. Okay, let's see what we have going on today. I've been reading about this Davos situation. It's not really a situation. It's just their annual meeting. The food prices are out of control. If you thought inflation was hitting your wallet, if you thought your Chipotle was expensive, wait till you see what these people are paying for a burrito. It is unbelievable. Baba's up. Yay. Baba's up. You know what I like about the Baba report? They beat their revenue estimates amidst a massive shutdown that's going on in China. So that's pretty dope. I'm getting a million text messages right now. Okay, let's go over here, see what we got going on this morning. Old Crashy Wood decided to buy some more Tesla and load up again, so we'll talk about that incompetent issue. What else do we have? Yeah, Baba to zero. We'll see if Alibaba goes to zero. Futures are up today. Futures have been whipping all over the place. But you know what? Actually, I wanted to point something out this morning. What was I looking at here? How to budget for the summer travel season. Do you think that somebody actually comes over to Yahoo Finance and just searches how to budget for the summer travel season and writes that all down and then says, yep, this is what I'm going to do? I don't know. All right. Where should we look first? Should we start with Alibaba? Let's start with Alibaba. Alibaba produces an earnings beat. After delaying earnings for 12 weeks straight, the stock bounces in a half-hearted move. Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA, posted earnings of $32.1 billion and earnings per share of 16 cents versus an analyst expectation of $30.8 billion and 14 cents earnings per share. So the stock price was up about 4%. I don't know where it is right now. The company's shares have sold off as China has coped with the resurgence of COVID-19. Despite macro challenges, the impacted supply chains, and consumer sentiment, we continue to focus on customer value proposition and building the capabilities to deliver value, Chief Executive Daniel Zhang said in a statement. Annual active customers reached 1.3 billion in the year ending March 31st, including more than 1 billion in China. That's astonishing. The company called that achievement a historic milestone. So, with that being said, Alibaba is dead. RIP. Next, the Fed stuff. Fed minutes show strong So the Fed minutes came out yesterday. And they said that there was a strong consensus. This is the biggest nonsense I've ever heard. There's a strong consensus that they're going to raise interest rates 50 basis points the next two meetings. Well, I would hope you're going to do that. I hope there's some kind of consensus. If there's not consensus, then I'm actually a little bit disappointed that there's consensus that it's going to be 50 basis points because it needs to be a lot higher. I mean, you don't even need an economist to tell you this. Just look at the hedge fund managers out there that have had great experience and great success in what they've done for many, 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 many years. It amazes me that everybody just disregards what they say. Let's listen to these think tanks that come from Harvard and Yale and don't know anything about the real world, and let's let them run the economy. The Federal Reserve made a strong commitment to a 50-point basis move in June and July, according to the minutes from the central bank's May meeting released Wednesday afternoon. Their next two meetings are June 14th and June 26th and 27th. Write that down in your calendar. Very important. I'm just kidding. Most participants judge that the 50 basis point increase in the target range would likely be appropriate, in the next couple of meetings. Okay. Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester told Yahoo Finance on May 10th that she would be comfortable with that strategy. The Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic said the same thing, and he could see 50 basis point moves for the next two or perhaps three meetings. The only one that has a clue is St. Louis Fed President James Bullard, who once entertained the idea of possibly a 75 basis point move. More of a clue than anybody else. I shouldn't say a clue. This estimate implies that rates will be 2.5% at some point during this cycle before they trim them back to probably zero again, because they just are obsessed with 0% interest rates. And that really has worked out for Japan. If you go and look, they've just been flossing since they did that back in the day. That's being sarcastic. They've never been back to their prices of the 80s. Participants agreed that the economic outlook was highly uncertain, and the policy decisions should be dependent on the data. What does this say? Oh, allegedly they're going to start trimming back their $9 trillion balance sheet on June 1st. So let's see how that actually goes. I don't know if it's going to go that way, but we'll see. All right, next. To those of you that have been saying that Elon Musk is bailing on the deal, and I've just been saying, no, he's not. He's trying to get the deal cheaper. You're welcome. He's committing another $6.25 billion to the Twitter deal. The guy, listen, there's no chance that he would be making that commitment, risking $1 billion, and then just going to bail on the deal like 5 weeks later. Doesn't make any sense. He's committing more money. He wants the company cheaper. That's why he's doing all of this auditing stuff on the number of bots that are out there with Twitter. All right, Apple says that it's going to raise pay for corporate and retail employees in a tight labor market. I just find it so weird that the government didn't have to mandate $15 an hour, and all of these companies are already in the mid-20s. And the government's still in the single digit. It's just weird to me. I don't know. Apple said Wednesday that it will raise pay for corporate and retail workers later this year. The move comes during historically tight labor market in the United States and as employees contend with increased inflation and cost of living. Apple move comes after Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Costco, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, the list goes on, Target, Walmart, the list just goes on and on and on. Apple will also raise the starting wage for its retail employees, the starting wage, to $22 an hour, up from $20. Inflation hit 8.3% in April, the fastest rate in more than 40 years, while unemployment remains low at 3.6%, even though there's an unprecedented amount of job openings out there. Apple remains a giant and strong cash position. I just highlighted this because it's incredible. With sales growing 34% in 2021 to over $297 billion with a gross margin of 43%. Yikes, that's nuts. They are an impressive company. That's all I have to say about that. Panda Express there's no way Panda Express employees are at $20 an hour. You have to be joking with me. You gotta be joking with me. All right. After selling down Tesla position, Cathie Wood buys the dip. So I find it very amusing that she says that the target price for this company is 3 or 4 or 6,000. I don't really care what she says. The point is, it's higher than the price it's at now. Why is she selling if there's discounts? Why was she selling and there's a 40% discount on the stock? She sold to take profits, and she calls it a fiduciary responsibility. Lady, if this is your ETF fund and it's going to be like a 10 bagger, what are you doing? You should be buying, not selling. Elon Musk led electric vehicle giant fell from its spot as the largest holding for first time in nearly 5 years. ARK Investment has purchased an estimated $28 million worth of shares since Monday amid the sell-off. Tesla has been down every day, so it's going to be hard to maintain a position when the stock is getting crushed that much. But I also think it does reflect a little bit of the change of confidence. Still shouldn't make a difference. A lot has happened in the last few months that would give anybody with a sense of fiduciary responsibility to pause and think about Elon Musk's business that he's involved in. Well, clearly she's not doing. There's no fiduciary responsibility here, because if she's buying the dip, it's the same thing as her just still owning the stock all this time. Where was that? There, I highlighted something in blue. Where did it go? Wait a second here. Where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Here, this is what Cathie Wood said. GM and Ford don't have the DNA to make an electric vehicle. All right, cool. Oh, here it is. She has a fiduciary responsibility to get rid of a lot more. But she also knows that the virtue of selling, she is signaling a lack of confidence, which is dangerous for someone who has been put in a public proponent. I think what it says to astute investors is that Cathie Wood does not have much of an analytical basis for what she's doing. She is the definition of YOLO. They should just change the fund to be named YOLO. Okay, and here we go. This is a great story. Over $50 for a burrito at Davos, but they're billionaires. So would you pay $50 for that? Basically, oh my God, I can't even imagine. Hotel food. The fancy Stegenberg Grand Hotel Belvedere is charging punters $49 Swiss francs, $51 for burrito, and you have to pay more for the side dishes. French fries were $21.50. So, guys, if you feel bad about inflation for yourselves, look out. And I would just like to point out, yesterday I made a very bold prediction on Bitcoin, $250,000 per coin, dollars per coin by the end of June, and these people are saying 100,000 by the end of next year. So, number one, they're weak. Number two, I'm on the cutting edge of societal evolution. So, subscribe and like the channel. And by the way, I'm joking because I have to say that. I've been told I have to point out when I'm being sarcastic because I'm too good at being sarcastic. All right, let's see what interest rates are doing. They coming down. They're all under 3. The yield, nothing's inverting anymore. Actually, it's interesting to see all the other yields coming down, but the 3-month staying up. So we'll see what happens there. Alibaba reported before the bell. Baidu before the bell. Costco reports later today. Macy's reported this morning and just smushed earnings, so that's pretty cool. Big Lots reports tomorrow. My favorite name ever, Pinduoduo. They report tomorrow. Come join me in the Bid and Ask Nation. Click Join EM. Come on over. $79 a month, or you could pay a one-time fee, whatever you decide on. Mo's a perma bull on Bitcoin. You got that right. Perma bull, you know what? All right, let's see here what you guys are talking about. Baba to zero. I love when NetGo says Baba to zero. Bullard for president. No. You know who should have been the Fed president? Fed chair president? It should have been Mohamed El-Erian. The Trumpster interviewed him, and he decided to go with Jerome Powell. Mohamed El-Erian would have done a much better job in this situation. But, oh well. Japanese stocks. The stock market was valued at 60, trailing PE, but yes, Japan is a mess. Yes, okay, sure. The SWN, the live trading video is very good. Oh, yeah, I really like doing that one. That was a really good one. I can't believe this Panda Express thing. DQ is paying $15 to scoop ice cream. That's incredible. Let's short Tesla. Under 615 is my number. You don't get it, Mo. She's buying the dip. What a genius. $400 puts for June 17th. $400 puts on Tesla? Did Alibaba fill the gap between 75, 74, and 76? I'm telling you guys, Alibaba's going to 58. Tyson chicken at $9,000, $1 per wing. In this market, a classic, we've bottom. Everyone buy the dip. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I can't say that. I can't say the T word. Burritos should be illegal in Switzerland. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's get some stocks going, and we'll go from there. When do you think the market is going to turn bull again? I have no idea. Whenever they decide to print more money and just go for just endless nonsense, that's when. Give me some stocks. I'll run through them. Let's look at H&R Block. I want this thing to just crash already. It's amazing to me how resilient H&R Block is. It is just absolutely amazing to me how resilient it is. So, hey, it's creating an ugly face pattern, and eventually this thing is going to break. You cannot get a flagpole like this that doesn't come down. You're creating that ugly face pattern. It's just amazing how resilient this is. This thing is going to fall back to $25. I promise you that. It's just a matter of when. And when it does, it's going to be quick and it's going to be fierce. Next, Tesla. What is Tesla at this morning? $669.50. We're going to open the day. So once it drops below that 615 number, which it can absolutely happen today. I mean, this thing whipsaws like nobody's business. Mo Sane said load up on $2,000 calls, expires the next day. Not a bad gig. All right. Alibaba is going to bump a little bit today. And here's the problem with Alibaba. So here's the deal with what I don't like about what Alibaba... Actually, I don't really care what it's doing, but I just want to point something out to you. So Alibaba is going to go like this today. It's going to gap up and it's going to open the day here. Now, you notice what happened. You created a gap right here. Now, let's go to a stock like JWN. Yesterday, JWN had a nice move, but what did you notice about the move with JWN? There was no gap. It was just a straight up move. So this to me is a lot more powerful that a trend is going to change than a gap up, because the gaps are always going to fill. Baba's going to come back down. This is just some kind of silly reaction that is coming off of the earnings report. Yesterday was an earnings report on JWN, and it went a lot more smoothly. All right, let's see. NVIDIA. Holding a support level. Outside of this support level, what do we have? Let's see. Where's my crosshairs? Can you say crosshairs on YouTube? Okay. Next support level is probably in the 130s. And then if this thing dips below 119, look out, because it's coming down to the $62. I don't know what this person's talking about. But yeah, this thing doesn't... After 120, 130, whatever that number, 130, there's not a lot of support in there for NVIDIA. So they had a nice consolidation between August 2020 and March of 2021, which really helped them out. But if it does break that level, which if the rest of the market goes, it will, then yikes. All right, let's look at McDonald's. Hans, are you in the Bid and Ask Nation? And if you are, what's your username in there? So McDonald's is a downtrend. Okay, here's the deal. So it had good volume this day. Good volume 2 days ago, Monday. What day is today? Today's Thursday. So this was Tuesday. Good volume Tuesday. Yesterday, pretty bad volume. And it has 2 wicks off of that 50 and 25-day moving average. So this thing is certainly going to start falling back down. You notice that the long-term trend didn't change. This is nothing but a snapback. I do think you're going to come back here to this 230 level as of the situation sits right now. Han, same username. Thank you very much. You can say cross... Okay. Oh, some of your comments are just unbelievable. Okay. HDSN. HDSN, consolidating hardcore up there. I worry about the volume. So average volume, okay. Here's what I'm going to point out to you. And let's zoom. Wow. What the hell? Look at this. This thing is just, all right, interesting. So HDSN, here's what I'm going to point out to you. First thing I notice, there's a gap to fill. Second thing I notice, the volume is incredibly weak. Average volume is 1.5 million shares, and it's been trading about 600,000 to 700,000 shares the last week or so. So once this thing starts getting more selling volume, you notice how we have buying, selling every other day. Once you get a lot of selling volume start coming into this thing, this is going to come down. It's going to fill this gap. So I would personally look at this thing to go short in some type of regard. So somebody tell me, somebody tag me on that one. I'm not certainly convinced that I'm going to do it, but somebody tag me on that one, the Bid and Ask. BBY, huge engulfing candlestick yesterday. So it's going to try to fill that gap for today. This thing is incredible. This thing is absolutely incredible. Hey, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I want the volume to calm down before I do anything with that. Bitcoin is this at BTC? Why is this at? Bitcoin's at 28,000. Oh, sad. Oh my gosh. So here's the thing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin it consolidated back in here, consolidated a bit in here, and it's consolidated the past month or so. If this breaks, what do you notice between here and here? All of this area. Not a lot of support in there. So once this thing starts moving, if this thing starts falling, you will get down to this $12,000 range, and it's going to happen pretty quickly just because there's not a lot of support in there. Not saying it can't come back up, but there's a lot more. The odds are more in favor that it goes down than it goes up right now, I would say. Costco. Snapping back a little bit. I mean, you notice so they have earnings tonight. So remember, earnings are tonight. Long-term trend is way down. Short-term trend is not even up that much. I don't think you'll see a lot of action on them, but they will certainly report earnings tonight after the bell. So get your oven mitts ready. I need an oven mitt up here. You know what I need? I need an oven mitt to play with the bell. I gotta get an oven mitt to play with the bell. That's what we need. All right, next. What were we gonna do? Oh, Neo. Oof. So here's the good thing about Neo if you're short Neo. Pull up a line chart. Yikes. Look at these formations. Just M4. I should use yellow. M formation. It's just going low. This is perfect. This is the stock Mo formation. M formation for Mo. Different Mo. Kitty cat Mo, not me Mo. This is perfect. Oh my gosh. Look at that short. If you could have stuck with this thing all the way down, you would have been flossing. This is when the kitty cat guy told you to buy, but can you say kitty cat on YouTube? All right. SWN. I just put out a video. So guys, here's what you should do. Go to YouTube. Click on, well, don't click on this, but come over to the trading channel here. And I just put out a video this morning, how to live trade SWN. So I'm gonna put this in the chat. There you go. So that's the trading channel. So every day there's new videos, and I did a live day trade yesterday of SWN. So every day there's new stuff. We did a lot of great videos yesterday, and if you're in the bid and ask and there's videos that you want to see, tag me, let me know what you want to see. I'll be more than happy to make them for you. And that's that. Oh, futures are coming down. All right. Can we just do one more just to amuse me? Workhorse. Can we just do one more kitty cat stock? $43 a share back in January 21st. Remember they were going to get the United States Postal Service deal, and now they're at $2.56. So how's that working out for you? AT&T, everybody wants to know about T. All right. AT&T, if you get good volume, you got to get good volume. This thing can keep going. If you don't, I have a feeling that this thing is going to start to pull back. You are creating right now, you are starting to create a flagpole. So this thing has gone from $20. Maybe it's not that much of a flagpole. It just looks worse than it is. I forgot this moves at a snail's pace. Can we just say one more thing about Workhorse before I digress away from it? I just think that Workhorse is literally one of the most amusing things in the entire world to me. So they were supposed to get this contract to make electric mail trucks for United States Postal Service. Now you would think if this stock was going to go to the moon, that it was going to be 100% of the mail trucks from Workhorse, correct? No. It was only going to be 10% of the fleet, 650,000 vehicles. You would have thought that Workhorse was a disciple from Christ that was coming down to send this stock to the moon, and the kitty cat man told you, no matter if they were going to get the deal or not, no matter if they got the deal with United States Postal Service, it was between them and Oshkosh, and they didn't get it. And now the stock's at $2.55. So talk about oven mitts. They just burned your hands off. All right. I have a friend with deep connections at the Pentagon, and he says you can say kitty cat on YouTube. Thank you very much. All right. Next. JP Morgan. Somebody loves banks. Let's look at the banks. So the banks are moving rather weakly because you have declining volume and you got a lot of wicks on it, and you're running into the 50-day moving average, and you're kind of struggling to stay above that 25-day moving average. So I would be very cautious with this one. Long term, you cannot do anything with it. You got to be up here in the sweet spot. So don't do anything here. If you want to try to swing trade this, you can, but I don't know. I don't really know if you can. I don't know. This one scares me. For sure. All right. Robinhood? What is this, meme morning? I love meme morning. Let me send out a text right here. Hold on. I'm on a call. Okay, there we go. All right, so what's up? All right, there we go. So here we go. Robinhood. Oh, this was Jimmy Crater's stock. Remember at 84, he said, we love Robinhood at $84 a share. And how's that looking for you now at $9.16 a share? Word. XLF. XLF. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's see here. XLF. So you know what is this? Look at this. What does that look like? That looks the same thing as JP Morgan. Wicks the last 3 days, except it's running into the 25 instead of the 50. So let me pull up JP Morgan real quick. Let's pull up JP Morgan. And we're going to do a little experiment here. JP Morgan, same thing. Wicks, declining volume, but it's running into the 50. Let's pull up another one. Let's just go through all the banks. Bank of America, Wicks, declining volume, moving up through the sweet spot, running into the 25. Let's pull up Goldman Sachs. Wicks, can't get over the 25, decreasing volume. Let's pull up WFC, Wells Fargo. Wicks, running into the 25. Isn't this uncanny? It's unbelievable, guys. It's absolutely unbelievable. What is Citigroup? Let's look at Citigroup. Same thing. Wicks, barely getting through the 50, declining volume. All right. Coin is the worst. Everyone said it was the best deal. What's Coin at now? This was another banger. A high of 429.45, and today is at $63. So, yikes. Yeah, banks lead the market, baby. Banks lead the market. Banks absolutely lead the market. All right. Pay off my $150,000 in student loans at a 5% interest rate or YOLO into Bitcoin. Obvious answer, Michael. YOLO into Bitcoin. Just kidding. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. I can't figure out Buffett's investment into snow. I can't either. Yeah, I can't either. All right. Caterpillar. It's a part of the Employed Trader series. So if you want to look at that one, come and join me in the bid and ask. Signet Jewelers. I really screwed the pooch on this one. Back in the COVID days, I was looking at this thing and I said to myself, is this company going to be around in 5 years? Is this going to survive? And in the thick of it, I thought to myself, yes, they will survive, but will people be going and buying luxury items into what should have been recession? Well, boy, was I wrong, because I started buying there at $11, and I really should have bought a hell of a lot more. So, whoops. All right, Intel, holy moly. So Intel is sitting at that $42. It's just stuck at that $42 level. It's just, okay, hold on. Can you go outside? All right. Do I think Google's going under 1,000? So there was a new antitrust thing that came out this morning from Google and the UK. So it's going to be hard for Google to go under 1,000. I could see Google going to 1,500, but for Google to get to 1,000, absolutely it could happen. Is it going to be hard? Is it going to be a long wait? There's going to be a lot of support and resistance? Yes, there is. I think Google is going I would not be surprised to see Google under 1,000, but it's just, look, think about it this way. Rick just went like a shocking thing. Think about it this way. You have gone into a time of unbelievable euphoria and highs. So to me, I look at it saying Google at 3,000 was completely unjustified. Just because Google went to 3,000 doesn't mean that now 2,000 is a fair value. No. Say 1,000 is, let's say that $850 is the fair value on Google. I'm not saying it is. Let's just say it is. Stocks are a voting machine in the short run and a weighing machine in the long run. They're going to come back to their valuation. It's not a bad thing. It just means that that's how overpriced stocks were. it doesn't mean that it's a bad company. So let's just draw the same adage that I always draw. It's the pendulum. When you have a pendulum, and here's your euphoric highs, and here's your depressing lows, you are, at this point, you were all the way up here. You were beyond euphoria. You couldn't lose money in stocks. Kids in high school were trading stocks and they didn't even know what a stock was. It's going to come down here. Just because Google went to 3,000 doesn't mean that it just meant that that's how overpriced it was. If it comes down here and sits at 800, 850, let's say that's its fair value, remember, then what's wrong with that? It's not a bad thing. It just means it's coming back to fair value. So yeah, it sounds outrageous, but you know what else sounds outrageous? Google to 3,000. That sounds really outrageous. Stock market's now open. The casino is open. I love when people say that the casino is open. Rick, Google under 1,000 is unlikely. Granted, anything is possible short of a collapse. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. When you can't look, when we draw that pendulum, when it swings to those euphoric highs, ultimately what you're doing is you're taking something and swinging it here, and you're saying, okay, when I drop this 10,000 pound ball, it's just going to stop right here. No, it's going to go like this to the other side. And that is what you're creating. When you create these bubbles, especially when they're created out of all of this nonsense, you are creating a bad situation that's going to come in the future. So, no. I'm not saying that you said 3,000 was fair. Rick, I'm not saying that you said 3,000 is fair. I'm just saying that 3,000 is unreasonable. It doesn't matter. It could be 3,000, 4,000. I don't care what the number is. We can both agree that 3,000 was overvalued, extremely overvalued. And let's say that 1,000 is fair value. It will come back to fair value. That's my point. I'm not saying at all that you are saying that 3,000 was a good value or anywhere near fair. Mo, you should be a physics teacher. You guys should see my physics skills. They are on point. JK, they're not. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Live stream, 3 o'clock today. And then tomorrow, I will not be here. I will not be here tomorrow. I hope that you guys can fill a void in your life for 30 minutes from 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. But I love you. See you. Won't be here on Monday either. It's Memorial Day. So there you go. See you on Tuesday. Love you guys. Peace. Flippity flap.